Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And it is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to welcome you here tonight on behalf of the class of 2016, the Board of Education, our administrative staff, and the faculty at our 47th annual commencement exercise here at the Mid-Valley School District. Our program tonight will open with invocation by Monsignor Patrick Pratico from the Visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church in Dixon City. Following invocation, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Monsignor Patrick Pratico.
Thank you, and please join me in this prayer. God of the universe, it is our privilege to invoke your name and your presence here this evening. We ask you to bless this graduating class of Mid-Valley High School. Oh God, you are the creator of the human mind and all things visible and invisible. We thank you with this class for the precious gift of knowledge and discovery encountered here in this school district. I ask on behalf of those gathered here, family, friends, and educators, that you would indeed bless each of these graduates. Give them the grace to make a difference for the good, wherever they may find themselves in the years ahead. For those who will pursue further education, grant the wisdom to apply their knowledge to life as it really is. For those going directly into the workforce, give a sense of what is right and good and appropriate in the often confusing issues of life. For those in military service, may they draw courage and strength from you. May they serve our country and all of humanity with integrity and honor. For all of these graduates and the families of which they are a part, we ask that they make a significant contribution to the general welfare of society and the common good. In the name above all other names, I pray, Amen.
This evening, our first speaker is a member of the graduating class who has maintained the highest average, the second highest average, thereby attaining the distinction of class salutatorian. It is an honor to present to you Paul Doyle.
Thank you, Mr. Vinansky. Good evening. On the behalf of the class of 2016, I'd like to welcome the members of the Board of Education, Mr. Sheehan, Mr. Vinansky, Mr. Kovaleski, the administration, my fellow classmates, teachers, parents, family, and friends to tonight's commencement ceremony. From the moment I was informed that I would be the salutatorian of Mid-Valley's class of 2016, I had conflicting feelings. On one hand, I was proud of the accomplishment. On the other hand, my nerves got the best of me. The thought of standing in front of so many people struck me as a daunting and seemingly impossible task. Despite receiving one of the greatest academic honors available to a student, I wasn't sure what to do. So I did what any good student would do. I turned to Google for help. It didn't take long for me to realize that I wasn't alone. I was greeted with many others struggling as well. During my search, I also learned that glossophobia, or the fear of public speaking, is the most common fear. More people fear speaking than spiders or even death, which sounds comforting, until you realize you still have to get up in front of everyone and give the speech. 13 years ago, the majority of us walked into Mid-Valley's elementary school for the very first time. We didn't even know what graduation was, let alone were we looking forward to it. Over the years, we've had a lot of ups and downs. And ever since elementary, we were labeled as one of the most unique grades in the school. And when I look around, I see friends and classmates who sought to keep their individuality rather than conform to the standard expectations. I see a class that had fun both in and out of the classroom and still managed to learn. In 5th grade, recess was nearly non-existent. We were allowed outside but couldn't really run or do anything. For many of us students, we began to feel trapped. Then came middle school and high school. Many of us were exposed to sports, new friends, clubs, the new freedoms of switching classrooms, and all the other opportunities that come with high school. Throughout our wild time at Mid-Valley, countless friendships have been formed. We've all learned so much here and will always carry part of Mid-Valley with us. Whether it is because of how Mid-Valley shaped us, or due to the everlasting memories created here. We are all very different, but we are all family. And after tonight, Mid-Valley alumni. Speaking of Mid-Valley alumni, I'd like to give a big thank you to all the teachers and faculty, as we wouldn't have made it this far without you. To be more specific, I would like to thank the math and science departments for really sparking my interest and influencing my career choice. Since middle school, I've had Mr. Bernicki 3 times, and his passion for math has made learning much more enjoyable. Mr. Yanoski, the calculus homework really is easier when you do it. I owe a lot to Mr. Booza, Mrs. Higgins, and Mrs. Forgione. If it wasn't for Mr. Booza's help, I never would have been able to pass the AP biology exam. Mrs. Higgins' anatomy class was probably the most interesting class I took, which is saying a lot because I'm usually still asleep during first period. Mrs. Forgione's chemistry class really helped me realize that it's the small things that matter. Mr. Thurquin's projects, such as the bridge building contest and the egg drop, were challenging, but definitely made physics memorable. I love history, but at times it could get dull, so I'd like to thank Mr. Yakaki and Mr. Snyder for making it exciting. Also, throughout high school, I've always been a procrastinator. Well, up until this year, when Mrs. Powell's class scared me into doing assignments before they were due. But in the spirits of high school, I decided to wait till the day before graduation practice to write the speech. So I'd like to thank our librarian, Mrs. Prokowski, for her last-minute advice and moral support. The final teachers I'd like to thank are my parents. Without them pushing me to do my best, I know I wouldn't be up here before you. A special thank you to my mother especially for being willing to stay up late and being able to look over my papers. Before I conclude, I'd like to direct my remaining words to the graduating class of 2016. I have a few wishes for all of us gathered on stage. After tonight, we officially close the first chapter of our lives and begin to write the next. I'd like everyone to remember that this is only the beginning and that we are in control of how the rest of the story turns out. I encourage all of you, no matter what you do, to do your best at it. I hope that you surround yourself with good people. I hope that you discover something that you really enjoy and find a way to incorporate it into your lives. No matter where life takes us, I hope that every one of us gathered here ends up happy and successful. And as I close, I'd like to remind all of us what our gym teacher, Mr. Kuzo, has taught us. In life, there's only winners and learners. That being said, never give up on your dreams. Congratulations, everyone, and good luck. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the rest of graduation.
That was a very nice job. Good job, Paul. Our next speaker this evening is a member of the graduating class who has maintained the highest average, having achieved the status of class valedictorian. With much pleasure, may I present to you Nicolo Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Vinansky. Faculty, staff, administration, board members, distinguished guests, family, friends, and fellow graduates. It is truly my unique honor to be speaking to you this evening as the valedictorian of Mid-Valley High School's graduating class of 2016. Before I begin, I would like to extend a very special thank you to the graduation committee, including everyone who helped to make this night the beautiful ceremony that it is. These hardworking people include Ms. Zielinski, Mrs. Runko, Mrs. Liparulo, Mrs. Bell, Mrs. Orsek, Mr. Kowaleski, and Mr. Vinansky, amongst others. Thank you for your effort and commitment to making this night so special for us. I'm sure that I could say thank you on behalf of the entire class. As I look out this evening and see so many of you here tonight, some coming from far and wide, it reminds me of just how immense and prestigious an honor it is to be on this stage with my fellow graduates this evening. I would like to congratulate Paul on an excellent speech and on being named Salutatorian. It's an honor well deserved. I would also like to congratulate all of the graduates this evening on the extraordinary accomplishment that is high school graduation. This night is not about individuals, but rather about the class of 2016 as a whole, because when we put all of our bright futures and stellar accomplishments together, our star shines so much brighter. One does not simply graduate without help from so many people. Behind every graduate is a strong support system and foundation. Personally, I would like to first thank God and Jesus Christ for affording me the opportunity to attend Mid-Valley High School and for making all of this possible today. Next, my parents, who are here this evening, have been instrumental in my accomplishments. They always keep me on track and are always the first two to be supporting whatever endeavor it is that I'm involved in. And above all, they show me love. To my sister, Gianna, who is here this evening as well, thank you for always supporting me and for being a great sister. Your future is so bright here at Mid-Valley and beyond. Thanks to my family as a whole for always showing me love, and my friends for always having my back, and for allowing me to have fun while still achieving all of my goals. And of course, teachers are extremely important in the graduation process. Without their guidance and commitment to their craft, we would not be adequately prepared for graduation or for life after it. I would like to extend a special thanks this evening to Mr. Vinansky and Mr. Kowaleski for always having their doors open and always being willing to listen to any student's concerns or opinions, no matter who the student was. It is because of all of these people that I have successfully reached commencement this evening, and I am sure many on this stage share my sentiments. Commencement is an appropriately titled ceremony, as it is not necessarily an end, but rather a new beginning. It's life's way of providing us a new forum through which we can put on display not only our academic prowess, but also our moral character that we have built up over our years of high school. As we prepare to make our way into the world, it is crucial to remember where we started. After all, what is a house without a strong foundation? Our solid foundation that has been built at Mid-Valley has made it so no matter what life throws our way, we will not be shaken. We will instead remember our strong foundation and continue to move forward in true Spartan-like fashion. In order to get somewhere, one has to know where they started. If we forget our roots, it will be impossible to reach our destination. With our foundation established, I encourage each and every one of you to make a difference in the world and raise your voice so that it can be heard. I can recall vividly in 7th grade when my language arts teacher and one of my favorite teachers, Mrs. Cerebro, channeled Eleanor Roosevelt's words from a piece we had read and encouraged us to light a candle rather than curse the darkness. These words ring true and are words of wisdom that I encourage you all to live by. Finding your voice is an essential part of becoming who you are and making your mark. With so many unique and amazing talents represented on this stage this evening, it's easy to see that we will achieve success in our various fields. I encourage each of you to strive for greatness and never be satisfied. By always looking to improve oneself, we set up a winning attitude. And without a winning attitude, one is already lost. This class has so much potential and so much intelligence that what will ultimately determine each of your futures is you. You must stay personally motivated in your quest to better yourselves and continue to build on the foundation you have already laid for yourselves. But no matter how far we go, no matter where life's successes and failures take us, we will always be bound by that forever tight bond that is the bond that we share as classmates and, more importantly, friends. Tonight, looking around, I see some of my first friends who I grew up with, and it is hard for me to see us all go our separate ways. We've become like a family over the years, and I am forever grateful to have known you all and to have called myself a member of Mid-Valley's class of 2016. Another thing to keep in mind is that when in the pursuit of excellence and acclaim, it is necessary to leave room for friendship and compassion along with making meaningful connections along the way. The way I see it, a rich person can have all the money and accolades in the world, but still be a poor person, while a person who is an everyday citizen can be the wealthiest of all. Life's value cannot be measured in money or fame, but rather in the experiences you have and who those experiences are shared with. Mid-Valley has left a mark on me, and I hope I have done the same in turn. I would like to believe that I and the rest of the class of 2016 have left this school a better place than we found it. I'd also like to believe that the school has helped us, and we have helped the school. Mid-Valley is not a place I will ever forget. This school and community have offered me so much, and it is with nothing but fond memories and good things to say that I tip my cap to Mid-Valley High School. I have loved my time as a Spartan and consider myself fortunate to have attended this high school. As I stand here on this stage, I can recall some of my fondest memories of performing in the drama club under the instruction of Mrs. Powell, who I have known since first grade, and who has been there every step of the way if I ever needed something, and for that I thank her tonight. Remember as you go, life is much like high school in the sense that the little things are what count and what you will miss the most. In closing, I say to you, my fellow classmates, use what you have learned here and put that knowledge to use in a way that benefits yourself and the others around you. Make the world a better place by showing kindness, compassion, and moral soundness while chasing your goals. You can reach for the stars, knowing that the strong Spartan community will always be there to catch you if you fall. Always strive to be better and to attain success while remaining humble and dedicated. No matter what successes and riches you may find in life, always remember that Spartans we are and Spartans we will always be. This class has already achieved great things, but our future is even greater. I cannot wait to see what this class accomplishes. You are forever my classmates and friends. Long live the class of 2016. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicolo, for that speech. Now, we're going to have the class president from the class of 2017 and the class president from the class of 2016 come up and say a few words. At first, and at this time, may I bring back to the podium the president of the class of 2016 to address the class of 2017 one last time, Nicolo Manzo.
Yes, I got it. Thank you. All right. Thank you once again, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Vanansky, again. Years ago, I made the decision that I wanted to run for the office of class president. I wanted to make my voice heard and my opinions known by standing up for what I believed is right and morally correct. I felt this was an opportunity to be the spokesperson and representative of my class. The class presidency was never a role I took lightly, and I always fought for my class to the best of my ability. As I look to my left this evening and see the class that I had the honor to lead over the course of my high school years, I can say that I feel immense pride because each of you has so much to be proud of, and your own unique talents and accomplishments are what make you great and ensure that your future successes that I am sure you will achieve. Graduation is an amazing feat, and I'm very happy and pleased to be sharing this honor with you this evening. I want to let you all know once again just how grateful and humbled I was and am that you put your faith in me to lead you out of everyone you could have chosen to represent you. I thank you for that, and tonight I hope you all feel that I have led you through our high school years well, because I've enjoyed every minute of it. Now, as the curtains come to a close in the class of 2016's days at Mid-Valley High School, it is time for us to welcome a new senior class into the spotlight, as it is now their time to shine and enjoy the amazing ride that is their final year here at Mid-Valley. After seeing the great things achieved by my class, I am extremely confident this evening that the class of 2017 will follow suit and demonstrate the same Spartan pride, work ethic, and dedication to improving ourselves in addition to the school and community as a whole that our class strive for in our time at Mid-Valley. With that being said, it is my honor to welcome to the stage the president of the class of 2017, Rebecca Shafalo. Everyone, please welcome Rebecca and her class into their senior year at Mid-Valley.
Thank you, Nicolo and Mr. Vanansky. As class president of the class of 2017, I can say I am extremely honored to be speaking here today. Throughout the many years of middle school and high school, you have all set forth precedents and examples of guidance, responsibility, academic integrity, and school pride. Thanks to your leadership, we shall take on the task of filling your shoes for the following year. The undeniable spirit of the Blue Crew will never be forgotten. Furthermore, you've led our students by organizing clothing donations, performing an outstanding production of Oklahoma, and excelling in all athletic events. Your class was truly remarkable. On the behalf of the class of 2017, I would like to wish you all the best of luck for your future plans. Whatever those plans may be, it is known that attaining success will be a major part for all of you. We hope to see many of you return in the following years to offer guidance and advice, just as you have done in the past. Seeing success from our alumni sparks the desire to pursue our own education to the fullest extent. Knowing that all the hard work will finally pay off is a joyous thought. We admire your example of Spartan pride and hope to set forth our finest achievements in our senior year, just as you have all done in yours. Once again, thank you for leading us throughout our years at Mid-Valley. We wish you all good luck, happiness, and prosperity for your many years to come. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Thank you, Rebecca and Nicolo. That's very nicely put. Now, at this time, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you our guest speaker for this evening, for this 47th commencement exercise. She is a 1983 graduate of Mid-Valley High School. She spent her entire life here in the Mid-Valley area, growing up in Troop and currently residing in Oliphant. For the brief time that she left for college, she went away to Philadelphia, where she graduated from the Philadelphia College of Pharmacy and Science. She graduated magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. After college, she took a position as a district manager of Giant Food Stores. Later, she moved on to take a new position with Kmart in the pharmacy department. While working for Kmart, she was awarded the Advisory Board Pharmacist of the Year in 2010. She won that award for her work in designing an interactive training manual used by other pharmacists. Just recently, actually just a month, she accepted a new position to go and take over the pharmacy managerial position at Wise Market in Holmesdale. As I said earlier, she's actively involved in the community. She works on the panel at the Lackawanna County Pharmacy Association. She's the co-owner of Scott Green's Golf Club, along with her husband Scotty, who is also a Mid-Valley class graduate of 1976, and also our current Mid-Valley golf coach. She has recorded a music CD called Imagine, which you could get at the golf course and on the internet, cdbaby.com. However, not only is she involved as a pharmacist, golf, music, she's also an author. Her most recent endeavor has brought her into writing an upcoming cozy mystery novel called Substitute Sugar, which should be on shelves this fall. Her love of reading and her passion for books has steered her to serve as a board member on the Valley Community Library. She also belongs to the Parker Hill Community Church, where she serves as a next step leader, working with new members. And she continues to give back to the school. She came this year and spoke to our students about the dangers of drinking and driving and what happens at our Prom Promise program. When she was here at Mid-Valley, she was actively involved. She was a cheerleader, involved in the physics, and she actually was 5th in her class and won the Excellence in Physics Award at graduation. She has proven that she remembers where she came from, and she remembers that she's a Spartan, and she took that knowledge from Mid-Valley and turned it into a successful career and a successful life. She's the daughter of Miss Gilda Mecca and the proud wife of Mr. Scotty McElarney. And at this time, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you Miss Jill McElarney.
Superintendent Sheehan, Principal Vinansky, board members, faculty, parents, family and friends, and graduates. Before I begin, I want to thank Principal Vinansky for inviting me to speak tonight. I am truly and deeply honored to be here. As the graduates and many of you may know, I recently spoke in this same auditorium. And although I will not be giving that same speech, I want to remind the students that what I said then about the perils of drinking and driving goes for graduation celebrations as well. Please do not throw your future happiness away. Please celebrate smart. From the introduction, you can figure out that it has been 30-something years that I sat on this stage for my graduation, wearing a white gown and an aqua-colored collar, filled with wonder and fright about what my future would hold. At that time, it was the secretary of this school who gave me the greatest advice of my life. She told me to go boldly after my dreams, but just make sure those dreams includes either learning a skill or getting a degree in something, because an education can never be taken away from you. This secretary was a kind woman who experienced a great deal of loss in her life. And because loss is probably the greatest teacher, she was one of the wisest and smartest and strongest woman I have ever known. If you happen to show up at the principal's office with a black eye, she'd only see your blue tears. I was very close with the secretary of this school, not the principal, but I was very close with the secretary of this school because she was also my mom. To take her wisdom one step further, another one of her golden nuggets was that you could better yourself and learn anything you want if you just do the research. That's probably why we didn't have just one encyclopedia set. We had two. For the young graduates who may not know what an encyclopedia set is, think of Wikipedia, but in tangible book form. 25 books per set, filled with wordy descriptions, and if you were lucky, there was a small picture to go along with the subject you were looking for, but you could never click on it to enlarge. Just stay that size. I was truly blessed to have gotten my mom's advice, along with advice from many of my Mid-Valley mentors who impacted my life for the better. Another of which was this school's librarian, who I worked for during my lunch period. I learned a great deal from Mrs. Peslak, but her most valuable advice came about when I was in college. I had a paper due, and I was having trouble organizing my thoughts or even finding resources about the topic. I remind you, Paul, Google was not invented yet. So I made a visit back to Mid-Valley. Mrs. Peslak taught me how to organize my thoughts by the use of index cards. Making lists on separate cards and then putting the cards in a logical order. Before that time, I'd only seen my mom use those line 3x5s, and that was for writing recipes. I carried that index card habit with me throughout college, and I attribute my time management and research skills to this school's librarian. I use index cards for almost everything now, except recipes. Those I print out from the internet. My mom and Mrs. Peslak are gone now, and I don't think I appreciated their advice as much as I should have when they gave it, but I do now. That's the thing about mentors. Sometimes you just don't realize who they are until years later. I've had so many, and I wish I could tell you about them all and publicly thank them all. But I know you want to get on with your celebrations, so I'll move on to one last one. At my graduation, a friend and mentor came to me to say goodbye and lifted up a closed palm. Then they opened it and offered what was inside. It was a smooth, flat, round stone. I looked down and I read the etched letters, P-U-R-P-O-S-E, purpose. I've since passed that stone forward, but I'd like to pass on its proverbial meaning to you. And here it goes. P, passion. We all have interests, but search for your passion. Find out what you enjoy, what makes time fly by when you're doing it, what captures your attention and gets your creativity flowing. You, uniqueness. Don't follow others' plans. Find what it is that you do best. You were made to fill a purpose that only you can do. Treasure your uniqueness. R. You've heard of the 3 R's of education? Well, here are the 3 R's of purpose. Respect, responsibility, and relationships. Respect. Respect yourself. Take care of your body and your mind. Actively decide what you put into both. Responsibility. Be responsible, 1, with your work. Be trustworthy and dependable, and you'll always have job offers, trust me. 2, with your finances. Don't buy something until you can afford it. And 3, with your family. Be faithful and appreciate them while you're with them. And then the final R, relationships. Who you spend time with matters. To an extent, they determine how successful and joyful you are. Cultivate positive relationships with people who support you and make you a better person. P, plan. Set goals, specific goals. Don't just write you want a career, or you might end up enlisted in the Coast Guard, which is a great occupation, but maybe you didn't give it a lot of thought. And the first day on the job, you realize you get seasick, and you will every day thereafter. When you write down a goal, write down the specific goal, and then write the steps it'll take to get there. And I personally recommend use index cards. It helps. Oh, opportunity. Namely, opportunities for growth. While wending your way along your chosen path, keep your eyes and ears open for advantageous circumstance, the road signs of your life. Be bold. Take chances that can lead to serendipity. Join a club. Take up a hobby. You never know where it may lead. I have a well-established career as a pharmacist. However, I veer down other open corridors as well. I'll briefly mention two. Years ago, I never would have considered chasing after a little white pocked ball fun. Now, I not only enjoy golfing, albeit with a cute pink dimpled one, but now I am co-owner of a golf course with my husband. Okay. And as if two vocations weren't enough, my other unexpected journey has led me to yet a third career as an author. Throughout my schooling, I selected math courses over English courses whenever possible. Now, I not only enjoy writing, I have a novel coming out this fall. How did that happen? By being bold, facing fears, and researching how to do it one step at a time. Never stop learning or trying something new. It may lead to your most fulfilling accomplishments. Before I move on, let me add one cautionary thought about opportunities. Don't confuse opportunity with temptations. An opportunity is an appropriate chance at improvement, whereas a temptation is an enticement to do something contrary to what you know is right. Living life within the guidelines of certain rules will keep you free from regret or shame that giving in to temptations creates. For a happy life, make wise choices. That brings us to S. I had a difficult time picking one word here. I thought of seek the truth or study hard, but I decided on sacrifice. When I first arrived on my college campus, I was in awe of many of my fellow classmates who were the sons and daughters of pharmacists and surgeons and dignitaries from all over the world. And there I was, the daughter of a secretary for a high school in a small town that no one ever pronounced the name of correctly. I am from Troop, not Throop. So I set goals. The first was to do well enough with my grades to keep receiving scholarship money. I needed that to stay in school. I'd wake up early every morning, earlier than any of my roommates and almost everyone living in the dorm. I'd sacrifice staying out late and sleeping in. I'd do my laundry at the crack of dawn because another goal was to have clean clothes. And then I'd rush off either to the school's library where I studied and worked at the reference desk, or I'd head to the dean's office where I performed clerical duties for the secretary. My primary goal was to graduate with a degree in pharmacy, and I never took my eyes off that goal. I chose to sacrifice daily comforts so I could reach tomorrow's accomplishments. I chose to serve my purpose. Whether you actively choose to or not, you will serve something or someone, family, a boss, God, who is my personal tour guide of life recommendation. As a pharmacist, I've seen lives thrown away serving addictions. Make a conscious choice on whom or what you will serve so the choice isn't made for you. Decide what you want your life to stand for. Make the sacrifices it takes to get there. E, experience defeat. Why do I consider that to be a good thing? For one, if you fail at something, that means you tried accomplishing something. That's good. Instead of sitting on the sidelines of life, you're actively in the game. Defeats will happen. Secondly, because a defeat is just an opportunity in disguise. It isn't about what happens to you. It's about what you choose to do with it. Forgive. Forgive others, because unforgiveness is like swallowing a capsule filled with liquid poison and waiting for the one who hurt you to feel the effects. Forgive yourself, because when you fail, you've just picked up a nugget of experience, a life lesson that may strengthen you or nudge you in a new direction, and it may be the best direction to take as you search for your purpose. And lastly, the exclamation point. Yes, I added that. But the exclamation point is just as important as the word. Be excited about life, about your uniqueness, about your possibilities and all that you can accomplish. Each day, may you wake up eager to take the next steps towards a goal you've written on your index card. Many of you have set your career goals, and that's great. And some of you may have just started to consider the possibilities, and that's okay too. In time, you'll find it. Keep searching, keep planning. While researching how to write a 300-page cozy murder mystery, I learned that authors come from one of two camps, either pantsers or plotters. They either write the story from the seat of their pants, not knowing what predicaments their protagonist may land, or by plotting the tale from beginning to end before they put pen to paper. Real life is a mix of the two. Advantageous circumstance or unexpected defeats may push you on unintended paths, but the journey is certainly better if you map out ahead of time the direction you would like your story to go. Mid-Valley graduates, each of you is about ready to write the next chapter in your life. There are stories yet to be told, pages waiting to be written. I asked the same question that I posed the last time we met. In 35 years, what story do you want to be telling? You are the author of your life story. You are each unique and designed with specific gifts and talents. Discover your special purpose. On my graduation day, I was given a stone, and the lesson that gem represents is still with me. Today, I am passing on the legacy of the purpose stone to you. I hope it stays with you for the rest of your life. Live well.
Thank you very much, Ms. McElharney, for that inspirational speech. I'm sure our graduates tonight will take that. Now, at this time, I want to introduce to you our assistant principal, Mr. Jeffrey Kowaleski, to the podium. Mr. Kowaleski will be calling the names of our graduates as they receive their diplomas. Mr. Kowaleski.
We have now come to the point of the program which everyone has been patiently awaiting. It's truly an honor for me to introduce to you the members of the graduating class of 2016. May I kindly ask the audience to please hold their applause until all the students have received their diplomas. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Superintendent of the Mid-Valley School District, Mr. Patrick Sheehan, who will come forward to present the members of the class of 2016 their diplomas. Zach Larione. Robert Kokinda. William Cost. Renzo Baranachea. Roman Crisafulli. Zachary Anderline. Taryn Dion Dickey. William Betts. Brandon Galea. Ryan Buczynski. Sean Homenchak. Jake Donlin. John T. Jones III. Gage Kenyon. Noah Klein. Dylan Kaiser. Mark Pavelski. William P. McCallum. Jonathan Gonzalez. Joseph Rixford. Brad Stankiewicz. Julian Reyes Pimentel. Aaron Yatsko. Martin Monahan. Anthony John Romeo. Cody C. Petkavich. Robert Dylan Pinto. John Vincent Lisevich. Ryan Adam Politowski. Kyle Malik. Gabrielle Senkow. Megan Catherine Campbell. Tori Lynn Elizabeth Romanowski. Tiana Monique Thompson. Molly Benzaleski. Carissa Perrins. Marissa Lynn Benici. Ashley Fritz. Caitlin Hutchins. Marlena Ranello. Bonnie Wolo. Sydney Marie Kobeski. Desiree Tatiana Davis. Chloe Marie Stoffy. Alasia Shahira Davis. Alana Natalia Spasto. Anthony Fruchon. Ginger Hill. Ian Fabricator. Thomas J. Radicki III. Stephen Michael Furkey. Nicholas Pyshevsky. Victor G. Ozuna. Elijah Thomas Camacho. Chelsea Brister. Samantha Teresa Reed. Jasmine Marie Springett. Mariah Ford. McKaylee Alexis Shadow. Charlene Melissa Hartman. Anna Maurice Colon Flores. Amanda Marie Rimasitis. Axelise Rivera. Tila Marie Renzini. Caitlin Weldon. Emily Onishak. Shannon Flynn. Alyssa North Mosda. Samantha Ann Egnatovich. Lauren Nicole Gatto. Brandon Rodriguez. Zachary M. Kautz. Charles D. Ruskowski. Ethan Paul Hasenzahl. David Brian Promovitz. Leilani Torres. Samantha Lynn Evanina. Alexandra Patterson. Courtney Jean Camoni. Jennifer Lynn Deal. Jordan Elizabeth Kaharski. Caitlin Nicole Young. Megan Perry. Lauren Nicole Walk. Laura Elizabeth Marie Galea. Stephanie Rose Ornoski. Jasmine Marie Gonzalez. Ryan Burton Hopkins. Joshua Kenny. Henry Xavier Richards. Thomas Anthony Agnatovich. Gino Anthony Lachesi. Daniel James Shylack. Tyler James Brady. Randy Allen Ream. Ryan Skapiak. Sky Wood. Paul Doyle. Nicolo Gaetano Manzo. Let's have a round of applause for the graduating class of 2016.
Thank you. The recipients of diplomas this evening have fulfilled all requirements recommended by the Department of Education and mandated by the Mid-Valley School District. And therefore, as Superintendent of the Mid-Valley School District, I now certify these diplomas. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the Mid-Valley Board of Education, administration, faculty, and staff, I would like to reiterate our congratulations to you, the class of 2016. We are so very proud of you for all of your accomplishments that you've achieved here at Mid-Valley. We wish you nothing but happiness and success as you fill the next chapter of your lives. We will miss you, but please remember, you always have a home here at Mid-Valley. Thank you.
Well, you have now, ladies and gentlemen, met the class of 2016. So let's give them one last round of applause. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please rise as the class of 2016 in their final performance at Mid-Valley will sing our alma mater. After the alma mater, I ask you all to still remain standing for benediction by Monsignor Pratical, and to remain in the stands until the last graduate has left the auditorium and found their way over to the gymnasium for photographs. I want to thank you all for coming this evening, and again, congratulations to the students and the parents tonight. Monsignor? 1 second. May God strengthen you and bring your dreams and life work to completion. May hope accompany your journey through the days to come. May God's abiding presence be with you all the days of your life. And I make this prayer through Jesus Christ the Lord. Amen.